This week on TGC News, Shopify tries to choke the gun industry, alien gear slides into your pocket, and move over bump stocks. There's a new rapid-fire tool on the market. Neomag offers a slick solution to discreetly carrying a spare magazine securely in your pocket. Available in small, medium, and large to hold anything from 380 to 10 mil. Also now available are the extended clip versions, which allow you to carry deeper in your pocket or carry your spare mag with an extension. Utilizing strong neodymium magnets, a steel backer, and titanium clips, these things are built to last. To get 10% off your order over at theneomag.com, use the code TGC2018. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. First up this week, move over bump stocks, say hello to the Hellfire Gen 2. Now, this company has actually been around for a little bit, but since I've never seen these things before now, we're going to talk about it.
Big whoop. Want to fight about it?
So what is this thing? Well, on the surface, it appears to be a piece of plastic that wraps around the back of your A2 grip for the price of about $60. On the part that actually goes behind the trigger, there is a magnet that supposedly keeps the device attached to the back of the trigger. And the rear portion that wraps around the back of the grip has what appears to be some sort of foam or kind of bouncy type material used to return the unit to its original position. Long story short, this thing is a tiny version of a bump stock or a trigger reset assistance device. It was actually brought to my attention through a sale email from a third party, but upon further digging, I found the company that makes these, and they don't exactly appear to be on the up and up, kind of shady looking. I found multiple websites and multiple company names. Mr. Triggerman and Rapid Fire Triggers were two of the names I found. And on their website, it's nothing but various trigger type devices, and all of them are meant to assist you in shooting faster, and none of them are expensive. There's the Hellfire Gen 2, which we're just talking about, the Tack Combat 15 trigger, which is essentially a piece of metal that stops the trigger short of its full travel, but allows a reset. There's also the Auto Burst, which actually uses what appears to be a section of heat shrink for wiring over the trigger to join it to some sort of spring mechanism. I don't quite understand what's going on there. And there are a few others as well. Bump stocks are really stupidly expensive right now because of the looming legislation changes. These things are all sub $100, but, and this is a big but, I was unable to track down an ATF approval letter for any of these products, so you're kind of rolling the dice on whether or not these have been approved as legal to own and use, especially from a company that has this thing on one of their websites. Either way, they look like a crap ton of fun. What I want to know is what you guys think of stuff like this. Is it good to continually push the ATF and blur the lines of what is okay according to them, or is this stuff going a bit too far and poking the bear too much? Sound off in the comments below and let me know what you think. Here comes the struggle bus again. This time, half the industry is riding. On August 13th, a company called Shopify, which is a shopping back-end service for e-commerce websites, changed their terms of service to disallow just about everything that gets sold by the gun industry. Things like guns that accept more than 10-round mags, bump stocks, thumb hole stocks, threaded barrels, pistol grips, any part of a gun like those, ghost guns, 3D printed guns, grenades and rocket launchers, and a few other things. They really cover just about anything gun related. The reality is that a huge portion of the industry just got cut off at the legs. Brands like Spike's Tactical reportedly spent over $100,000 on developing their Shopify-based web store, and they are essentially just going to lose all of that and have to start from scratch. And they are not alone. Someone we've been talking a lot about lately, Cody Wilson of Defense Distributed, says that this was done because of him and his 3D printing files. In an interview with Jackie Billings posted over on guns.com, he stated that this was not surprising, as he has had government officials trying to get the hosting service to take down his website for some time now. His site, ghostgunner.net, was actually disabled temporarily on the 10th of this month due to Shopify's nonsense, but that was prior to this rule change, which sort of confirms his stance. That site appears to be functional as of this recording. This sort of behavior from a company like Shopify is exactly the kind of stuff that anti-gunners dream of, cutting off the gun industry at the source. There really aren't many good alternatives at this point, and migrating everything to a new platform is often quite a task. However, as Adam Kraut has pointed out several times, they are not the only game in town and should not be forced to do business with anyone they do not wish to conduct business with. Right? We've got a couple other short updates for you guys this week. Alien Gear is continuing to expand their Shapeshift lineup of holsters to the point where I don't think anyone comes close with a single line of holsters. Some of them I think aren't great, and others, like this new pocket holster, are somewhat decent. The things that make this thing stand out from other pocket carry options are the fact that it is injection molded, it's fairly slim, and it utilizes a built-in hook for the top of your pocket in case the gun doesn't come out cleanly. They claim that this hook also helps break up the outline of the gun in your pocket, which is also a good thing. The biggest thing for me is that it has positive retention and it covers both sides of the trigger guard. That puts it miles above the soft holsters that most folks use for pocket carry these days. Now, I personally don't carry in the pocket, but if I wanted to, I'd definitely consider this thing, especially at under $50 for the entire setup, or $20 if you already have a Shapeshift shell. Really solid value there. And another quick update for you guys. This one is about 2 new cartridges from Hornady. The Sporting Arms and Ammunition Manufacturers Institute, otherwise known as SAAMI, which is sort of a collective of gun and ammo manufacturers coming together to agree on certain standards, has approved both the 6.5 PRC and the 300 PRC. What this essentially means is that the new precision rifle cartridges from Hornady have an industry-recognized standard and therefore are likely going to be chambered and offered by a bunch more companies, and thus will hopefully increase the popularity of the rounds as a whole. I, for one, am excited because not only did Hornady introduce the super popular 6.5 Creedmoor, but they also make some really high quality match ammo for cartridges across the board. I'm excited to see the potential growth out there. For reference, 6.5 PRC is the big brother to the 6.5 Creedmoor and slings a 147 grain bullet at about 2,900 feet per second. The 300 PRC is supposed to send a 225 grain bullet downrange at about 2,800 feet per second, which is about 100 feet per second more than a 300 Win Mag might sling a 220 grain bullet. Time will tell how both of these pan out. Tack is an enthusiast subscription service that is focused on bringing you stuff you need straight to your door on a monthly basis. Every month is different, and you can be met with gun parts, accessories, cleaning gear, or even some bigger and cooler shenanigans. And because you're watching TGC, if you use the code TGC Knife, you'll get a free folding knife, TGC Tool, and you'll get a free pocket-sized multi-tool, and TGC Grip will get you a free AR grip. Only when you punch those in over at tackpack.com. This week, our good guy with a gun story takes us to a small town about 45 minutes northwest of Lubbock, Texas, called Littlefield. It was the afternoon of August 2nd when Adam Armstrong was arriving home. He saw that his neighbors were being assaulted and an attempted carjacking was in progress. The assailant had a knife and was shouting things like, "This is my effing car now." Armstrong said he drew his pistol aimed center mass, and then something inside him told him not to fire at the perp. The man started to retreat at that moment. He claimed that this saved the guy's life. I guess if you have to look for a positive in a crappy situation, not having to kill someone is pretty positive. Here's a quote from him.
And, you know, my house didn't become a crime scene and I don't have a man's blood on my hands.
Fair point, Mr. Armstrong. Fair point. I know for certain that there are some folks in our community that have a shoot first, ask questions later mentality, but that definitely does not apply to all situations. The question I have for you guys, was that the right call for this situation? Sound off in the comments and let me know your thoughts. And unfortunately, guys, that is it for this week's show. If you disliked the video, hit that button. If you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, and consider supporting us via the links in the video description below. We have an Amazon affiliate store, as well as a link to purchase cool shirts, kind of like this one, and of course, links to find us all over your favorite social media platforms. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon.
The shirts worn in today's video on The Gun Collective have been provided by Patriot Patch. Closed captions have also been brought to you by Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to click the link in the video description to check out all of their great products, including their cleaning mats.